Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope all my dear students of class 8 are fit and fine. In my last lecture I had taken up transpiration, that is the loss of excess water from plants mainly through leaves as water vapor, and transpiration helps in the ascent of sap, and it also affects the transport of water upwards from the roots to greater heights in all tall trees. Even root pressure and capillary force is responsible for this. Now let's proceed further today. Now we have come across many plants whose leaves and flowers droop down, especially when they are kept in direct sunlight and the weather is quite hot. Then what happens is that the loss of water through transpiration is more than the absorption of water by roots. So the plant cells, they start losing water, and due to excessive loss of water, what happens is that the leaf, stem and flowers begin to droop. Droop means bend down. Is that clear? This is called as wilting. You can see this is a healthy plant, and this is how the wilting process takes place, that the flowers and leaves are drooped down, bend downwards. Is that clear? This process is known as wilting, and it generally happens in a very hot and dry weather. So due to excessive loss of water, the leaves, stem and flowers droop down. So this will reduce the amount of water lost as the surface area is reduced. So this is a defensive mechanism for the plants also, but if it continues endlessly and again, then the plant can even die. So there are certain factors which affect the rate of transpiration. So the factors which affect the rate of transpiration are, of course, light, that is sunlight, temperature, humidity and wind. So when we talk about sunlight, that is daytime, that is rate of transpiration is faster at that time, because this is the time when the stomata open wider to allow more carbon dioxide into the leaf for photosynthesis. So more water is therefore able to evaporate. So this is also because entry of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis also takes place easily. So the rate of transpiration is faster during daytime, just because the stomata open during daytime to allow the entry of carbon dioxide for the process of photosynthesis. Then the next factor which affects the rate of transpiration is, of course, temperature. The rate of transpiration increases with increase in temperature. More the temperature, hotter the day, the rate of transpiration will also be affected. So on a hotter day, transpiration is faster than on a cold winter day. Third factor which affects the rate of transpiration is humidity. That is, the rate of transpiration decreases with an increase in humidity. Now we know one of the roles of transpiration in plants is provide a cooling effect to the plant, or cooling of the plant body. So if itself the weather is quite humid, there is a lot of moisture in the air, so the cooling effect is there itself, so the transpiration rate decreases. So just because air has already enough moisture and it cannot hold any more, because transpiration is what? The loss of water will be where? Water will be evaporated from the plant and it will be entering the atmosphere. So when the air has enough moisture, then there is no need for rate of the transpiration for the process of transpiration now, and the moisture itself is sufficient in the atmosphere. Then rate of transpiration is also affected by the fourth factor, which is the wind. When it is a windy day, then the rate of transpiration increases. Water vapor is quickly removed from the leaves. The wind carries the water vapor away, and again the transpiration rate increases, just because the wind is blowing away whatever water content is there in the air that has been transpired by the leaves. Then what is the importance of this transpiration, process of transpiration? First is absorption. Now it helps maintain the concentration of sap inside the plant body. Sap, you know, the solute plus the water, or the mineral plus the water that are present inside the plant. So the concentration of sap inside the plant body is maintained by the absorption, by the process of transpiration. And when leaves lose water through transpiration, more water is pulled upwards from roots through xylem to replace the lost water. I have already explained this to you. So it helps, or it results in further absorption and transport of water and minerals from the soil. If the transpiration rate is normal, then the absorption will keep on, absorption of water from the soil will be a continuous process, because the concentration, in this way the concentration of sap inside the plant body will be maintained, and as a result what will happen, the water is pulled upwards through xylem and through the water which has been lost through transpiration, and the transport of water and minerals from the soil continues. Next role of transpiration is that during the process of transpiration, what is happening, that the water is being transpired or being evaporated from the plant, that is changing from the liquid form to the vapor form. So evaporation is causing a cooling effect, or cooling of the plant takes place because of this evaporation. So the overall temperature of the plant is maintained. Whatever, if the plant is overheated, this heat is being taken out from the plant by the process of evaporation of water, or by the process of transpiration. So two points in the importance of transpiration, that is in absorption, that is maintain the concentration of sap inside the plant body, which results in further absorption and transport of water and minerals from the soil. And second is, during the process of transpiration, water is evaporated from the plant, and this causes a cooling of the plant body. So this is the importance of then activity number 3 in your books, to show that water vapor is released during transpiration. What is needed is a small size potted plant, a transparent polythene bag, and a strong thread. Is that clear? So you can see a potted plant has been taken, and it is small sized and well watered. You can see the plant is quite healthy, and the plant is covered with a transparent polythene. This is the polythene that is there. Is that clear? And this bag is tied at the base. It is tied at the base with of the stem with a strong thread, and the plant is left in the sunlight for 4 to 6 hours. Is that clear? It is left in the sunlight for 4 to 6 hours and observed. After this time, what happens is that water drops appear on the inner surface of the polythene. Inner surface of the polythene, water droplets are seen, and this water is what? This is transpired. These droplets are the water transpired by the plant, which condense on the cooler part, or condense inside the polythene as water droplets. So we can conclude that water is released during transpiration. This activity is to show that water vapor is released during transpiration. There is another activity 4. Now this is to show that plants lose water through their leaves. So what is done in this, that one small and well watered potted plant is taken, 2 polythene bags and 2 threads are there. Is that clear? Now this small and well watered potted plant is taken, and then one branch of the plant is covered with a polythene bag. You can see this is one of the branches which is covered with a polythene bag. Then the leaves from another branch of the same plant and cover with another polythene bag. So these are the two different branches. One is covered, when one has leaves and has been covered with a polythene bag, other is without leaves and it is covered with a polythene bag. Now both the polythene bags are tied tightly with a thread. Now we place the plant in sunlight for 5 to 6 hours. After 5 to 6 hours, what do we observe? We observe that small water droplets appear inside the polythene bag over the branch with leaves here, and there are no water droplets inside the polythene bags with this, which is without leaves. So we can conclude that plants lose water through leaves. Is that clear? So this activity is to prove that plants lose water through leaves during transpiration. Then translocation of food in plants. What is translocation? I have told you about the absorption process and the transport process in xylem, how the mineral and water are absorbed from the soil and they are transported through xylem to all the parts of the plant. Then whatever food that has been synthesized or manufactured by the leaves through the process of photosynthesis, it needs to be converted into sucrose. That is, during photosynthesis, what is the form in which food is there in the plants? Food is manufactured in the form of glucose, and this glucose is converted into sucrose and transported to various parts of the plant through the phloem. So this process, that is the transportation of food from leaves to another parts of the plant, to other parts of the plant, it is called as translocation. During photosynthesis, what happens? Leaves manufacture, synthesize food in the form of glucose. So before being transported to the various parts of the plant through phloem, this has to be converted into sucrose, and then it has to be transported to all the parts of the plant. So the transportation of food from leaves to other parts of the plant is called as translocation. Whatever excess amount of glucose is there, it is converted into insoluble starch and is stored in various parts of the plant. Is that clear? So translocation is the transportation of food from leaves to other parts of the plant. Then the exercise on page number 16. Tick the correct option, that is, which of the following help in the upward conduction of water? It is of course root pressure and transpiration, both. So it is both of these. Next is, which of the following favors the fastest transpiration rate? It is D, that is hot, dry and windy day. How is transpiration helpful for plants? It helps cool the plant body, it helps absorb water from the soil. Both of these or none of these? It is both of these. And the transportation of food from leaves to other parts of the plant, I have just told you, it is translocation. Try doing this, fill in the blanks. That is, loss of excess water from plants mainly through leaves as water vapor is called as transpiration. Next is, the loss of water from leaves creates a suction force. Drooping of leaves and flowers due to excessive loss of water is called as wilting. The blank transports food in plants, phloem. Food is transported in plants in the form of sucrose. Excess amount of glucose is converted into starch. This is all in this chapter. Let's move on to the exercise. So exercise A, why do plants need water? So plants need water from transportation of substances from one part of the plant to another in solution form, making food by the process of photosynthesis, and ascent of sap and providing cooling effect to the plant. This is the first answer. And why are minerals important for plants? Minerals are important for growth and development of plants. Is it clear? Question number 3, that is, what are the features of root hair that help in the absorption of water? That is, the various features are, that is, they have a large surface area and presence of numerous tiny pores through which the through this the water enters the root hair, and the cell sap is more concentrated, and of course the fourth point, the cell wall is freely permeable and the cell membrane is semi-permeable. You also have to draw this diagram along with this answer number 3. Then define diffusion, osmosis, active transport. All the definitions are given over here. Diffusion is the movement of a molecule, solid, liquid or gas, from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration until an equilibrium is reached. Then osmosis is the movement of water molecule from the region of higher concentration to a region of lower water concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Then active transport is the movement of particles from a region of lower concentration to a region of higher concentration by utilizing energy. Then what is transpiration, and how does the process of absorption of water by root hair depend upon transpiration? So the loss of excess water from plants, mainly through leaves, is called as transpiration. So as water is lost through transpiration, more of it is absorbed by root hair. Is that clear? Next is describe the structure of xylem and phloem. For describing the structure of xylem and phloem, this is the diagram of xylem that you have to draw along with the explanation of xylem. Is that clear? Similarly, with the explanation of phloem, you have to draw the diagram which I have provided to you from the book. So this is the structure of xylem. It is a complex conducting tissue made up of 4 types of cell, that is tracheids, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers and xylem vessels. Exactly, this all explanation you have to write, and same for the phloem also. The explanation is given, that is it is also a complex conducting tissue and it consists of 4 elements, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Explanation of all the parts is given in brief, so you have to explain accordingly. Then how does the water and mineral get transported from the soil to the leaves of plants? That is, transpiration helps in the ascent of sap, and due to transpiration the concentration of water in the cells of leaves decreases. As a result, water from the neighborhood it enters the leaf cells. From the neighborhood xylem vessel enters the leaf cells. Then why is transpiration important for plant? Discuss the factors that affect the rate of transpiration. So transpiration is important for plant in the following ways. It helps maintain the concentration of cells that is cell sap inside the plant body. Transpiration causes a cooling effect for the plants, and factors which affect the rate of transpiration are sunlight. Rate of transpiration is faster during daytime, and transpiration rate, or you can say transpiration rate of increases with increase in temperature. Temperature increases the rate of transpiration. Then humidity, rate of transpiration decreases with increase in humidity. Then rate of transpiration increases with when wind blows faster. Is that clear? Next is write an experiment to show that plants lose water through the leaves. This is activity 4 on page number 15, which you don't have to do in your notebooks. Is it clear? You don't have to do this in your notebooks. Then exercise C, last exercise, that is both Priya and Sonam pluck some flowers from the garden. Priya puts her flowers in water, but Sonam puts her flowers in a vase without water. Whose flowers will remain fresh for a few days, and why? Priya's flowers will remain fresh for a few days as the moisture are being supplied through the cells keep them alive for few days. The next question is, balsam trees showing symptoms like curling of leaf tips and yellowing of leaves. Which of the following fertilizer should be added to it? Potash, ammonium chloride. Give a reason for your answer. Plant is having a deficiency of potassium, so potash should be added to it as a fertilizer. Next is draw a well labeled diagram of root hair. This diagram I have already given, where I had explained the features of root hair. That is exercise A, third part. You already drawing the diagram, so you need not draw it again. In an experiment of transpiration, a scientist removes half the leaves of plants and covers the remaining half with a thick waxy coating. What will he observe and why? Covering the leaves with wax means blocking the stomatal pore through which the gaseous exchange, that is essential for photosynthesis and respiration, both the processes and transpiration will not be able to take place. Subsequently, what will happen? The plant will die after a few days. Is that clear? Next is Neha is doing an experiment on transpiration. She places a plant in a dark room. Will she observe water droplets inside the polythene bag? Why or why not? No water droplets will be observed inside the polythene bag, as the stomata open in the presence of sunlight only and closed in dark. So in the absence of sunlight they will be closed, so there will be no transpiration and the water droplets will not be observed. So this is all the exercise. Please do complete this exercise in your notebooks and revise the chapter. Allah Hafiz.